Hi, it's Mike with AskTractorMike.com. Today I'm going to fix a problem I've had on my tractor for a long time. And I'm going to show you a technique and a product that you can use to fix your tractor if you have a side panel or a headlight bezel or something on your tractor that is broken. A real inexpensive way to fix it before it becomes real expensive. And I want to thank Craig, one of my viewers, for telling me about this product. We're going to show Propoxy 20 in action today, which is a steel reinforced epoxy putty. It's going to help me fix my side panel on my tractor that could have cost me a lot of money on down the road. And if you've got a problem with your tractor with sheet metal or with parts that you can't get anywhere else but from the dealer, you need to learn how to use this product before it gets really expensive, and I'll tell you why. Let's get started. Let me show you what my problem was. This is the side panel, and to give you a frame of reference, my ignition switch goes right there. This side was solid, but the other side was flapping. And the reason it was flapping, and this side has damage too, you can see there's a metal insert in here where a bolt goes that holds it on one side. And this metal insert here is just barely hanging on. It's about to come out. And so we're going to fix that. Craig's problem was a little different. In the middle, there's two places where the panels bolt together right under the steering wheel, and they had wallered out and these inserts were loose. And so he was flapping in the middle, I'm flapping on the side. But anytime you have a piece like this on your tractor where there's damage, and I'll show you the big damage was on the other side right here. You can see those pieces right there where there's nothing. And I've got an insert to go in this one, or this one right here. I'll probably put it down here. I've got the insert, but I've lost the insert that goes here. So I'm just going to take a bolt with two nuts, and I'm going to epoxy that right in there, and then take the bolt out, and then we'll let the epoxy dry, and then we'll bolt all that back together. And I think that'll hold everything in place. Now the reason it's important to do this, and this is going to blow your mind probably, is these side panels, the only place you can get one of these is from a dealer, because this is not a, it's what they call a captive product. And so they can charge you about whatever they want to for these. List price on these is $365, and that's way more than I'll spend for them. And if they broke off and fell off, or if you ran over them, if you left it open, you just have your ignition key flapping around, and there's a lot of relays and electrical stuff underneath these. So you really want these on the tractor and keeping everything underneath it dry and clean. And so I'm going to try to repair mine today so I don't have to spend a lot of money. Now, if you could find them in a salvage yard, the salvage guys know how much the new ones are. They're going to charge you at least half of new, half of whatever the new price is for a salvage piece like this, if you could find it. And I found one online from New Holland. These are $365 a side, which is what, $730 for a pair? I'm not going to pay that, but I found one of them online and salvage for $185, which is a little more than half. And so it really makes a lot of difference when you've got a piece like this apart, whatever on your tractor, to fix it. So I'm going to show you how today. Before we start the process today, I'm going to go over what we need to fix this problem. As I said earlier, I'm going to be using Propoxy 20. And I've never used this product, but Craig recommended it. It did very good on repairing his similar situation. Propoxy 20 in the 4-ounce tube. And I'm going to put a link down below in the description. If you want to order this very stuff off Amazon, click that link. Now the other thing we'll need is a knife to cut it off. You cut off little pieces of it. And you have resin on the outside, hardener on the inside, and you push that together with your fingers and rub it together so it goes together, and then it forms a great epoxy that you put over your project here, and it hardens in 20 minutes, so you want to get her done. I'm going to wear gloves for this project because you don't want this stuff on your hands for an extended period. And if you have a tub of water around, they recommend that because that makes the epoxy go a lot easier onto the surface when you have water and wet fingers. Now, before we start to prep the area, I'm going to use my sponsor's product. This is a great product I keep on my workbench at all time. It's WD-40 Specialist Industrial Strength Cleaner and Degreaser. It's actually an all-natural product. It's biodegradable. It's not flammable. It's good enough to remove the dirt and grime and give you a good surface, but it's not something that's going to eat into the fiberglass here when we prep our area. And then also I'm going to use a brush to kind of move it into the areas that need to get cleaned. But we're going to clean our side panels first so we get good adhesion with the Propoxy. I'm going to spray the WD-40 Specialist in the areas where I'm going to be trying to get good adhesion. And then I'm going to use this brush to get it into the hard to reach areas. You want that to be really clean where that epoxy solution is going to go. And in the old days, using epoxy, it was really tough to get the epoxies to work because you had to mix them. You had a resin material that fixed the problem, and then you had to keep it separate from the hardening agent. With Propoxy, the resin material is on the outside and the hardening agent is on the inside. So I'm going to cut off a piece big enough for what I need and then rub it around in my hands, and then when that all gets mixed together, it'll be ready to go. And then I want to apply it pretty quickly because in 20 minutes it'll be done and hardened, and this will be ready to put back together. So you don't want to waste a lot of time after you've got it applied. But we're going to use the WD-40 to get it really clean here. Alright, that's good. Now I'm going to take this to the garden hose and rinse it off, and we should be good to go. This is what Propoxy looks like when it comes out of the tube. We're going to cut one end of it here and cut off probably about that much of it, rub it together, and then seal this up right here. That'll be the first one we do. Okay, here goes. I'm going to cut it through the plastic. Peel it back like so. Let my fingers down. Knead it together. Ooh, that's got some smell to it. I wouldn't want to do this inside. You're supposed to knead it around till it's all the same color. It's kind of a silly putty feel to it when it's kneaded together. Chew. It's kind of like, I don't know how to describe that odor. I thought about doing this in my house. I'm glad I didn't. Now you see I've got some water around here. That's not a problem. This stuff works underwater. It'll work for sealing pipes and things like that. Alright, now comes the hard part, the fun part. I'm going to put that all around and spread that out. So that can't go anywhere. And I'm going to try to form it. You can sand this stuff if you wanted it to look good, but I don't care what it looks like. But that actually sort of kind of looks like it did over here when it was new. But that ought to give when that hardens, that ought to work just fine. There's the finished product. Make sure the bolt still goes in. Yep. That ought to be good. Alright, now I'm going to cut out maybe about that much. It's not going to leave me much at the end, but I'd rather get plenty. You can feel it when the resin material and the hardening agent kind of start to come together. It gets a little looser. Again, kind of like if you guys had silly putty as a kid, I did. And you know it's together when it's all the same color. It'll turn a kind of a battleship gray. Now the last one, it's going to be a little easier because the piece that's going back in there was the piece that came out of there. I can see keeping some of this stuff around for an emergency. If you had a pipe break, you know, tractor stuff, boat stuff, car stuff, if you had a leak in a fuel tank or something like that you wanted to fix, or a leak in a tractor rim that was letting your ballast out. Okay, that feels good. Craig, I noticed in his email, he had kind of made a bracket to hold that in while it was drying, and that makes a lot of sense to me. If I had to do this over, I would do that. That feels good. 20 minutes from now, these are supposed to be ready to put back on the tractor. I'll go get the tractor out and we'll see how that goes. They say this stuff sets up in 20 minutes, and boy, they're not kidding. I mean, that is like concrete. I hope I'm able to get that bolt out. But I'm sold. I like it. I mean, that's as hard as a new would be, and it's like it's been 20 minutes, maybe 22 minutes, 25 minutes, possibly. Great. Thumbs up. Here's the finished product. Solid as a rock, as good as new or better. I don't think that'll go anywhere. Both sides are all solid and firm. Love it. Thanks for watching my videos. If you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the mic face icon and check the bell so you're notified when I post videos. If you'd like to see some cool items for sale for the tractor owner that helps support my channel, go to my website here, and here's another video you might want to watch. Thanks for watching.